All right, so this is Google Antigravity, an AI coding tool that can generate codes with the help of AI, but that is not the only capability of this AI tool, because given that Google Antigravity is basically a sort of AI agent that can do something in a computer, we can utilize the AI model in this tool to rename files based on its content. For example, here I have a folder with multiple images, and as you can see, they are different, but the multimodal capability of the Gemini model, which is able to see image basically, it can rename the image file based on its content. So the file name will be very much descriptive, and if you are planning to find or reorganize your files in the future, this is going to be very useful. I think using random numbers and letters are not going to be very useful, but if you have a descriptive name that you can memorize or you can easily point or find, this is a game changer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Google Antigravity to rename files on your computer. It could be image, video, a document, and many other formats based on its content. So the name would reflect what is inside that file. But there are some nuances, and let me just show you how you can do it. So basically, just open Google Antigravity on your computer. If you don't have this program, you can navigate to the website, which is antigravity.google, and you can download the program for free, and then you can install the program. And by the way, I have made a video on how you can do the onboarding process of Antigravity. You can check that video on my channel in case you're not familiar with a tool like this. And by the way, this tool is free, and even in the free plan, it is quite generous. You can access Gemini, Claude, and even GPT OSS, which is basically the open source version of ChatGPT. Okay, anyway, just open the program, and here I'll just start a new project, a new folder, a new workspace. So click File, click Open Folder, and let's start a new folder. I'm going to call this one File Renamer. Let's call that folder that way. Enter. Click Select Folder. All right. Do you trust the authors of the files in this folder? Yes, I am the author. I'll click this. And there you go. Now, the next step is you have to put the files, you have to copy or move the files that you want to rename into this particular folder. You can open the File Explorer normally on your computer, and you can put your files right here, or another option or another method to put the files is you can just copy the files or move the files manually, and then here you can click this area, press Ctrl V after you cut or copy your files, and then click Paste. And there you go. So that's one quick way to get your files into this folder. Now, as you can see, I have multiple different files, and they actually represent different formats. I got an MP3 audio file. I also have a video file. There is also a document. There is a picture. There is also an Excel document. And yeah, that's basically the format that I have in this folder. And this is very important. Now, for images, usually it's very easy, but for other formats, AI might need to do something to actually understand the content of the file. Now, here, basically, you can open the sidebar. So this is the area where you can chat, discuss, interact with AI. And let me just copy this prompt. I will just use this prompt. You don't have to use this, but I recommend to use it because basically before we start doing anything, before we rename these files, I want to make sure what AI can do with these files, because yes, the Gemini model has something called a multimodal capability, which allows the model to receive text input, image, video, and even audio file. But we just want to make sure that if those capabilities do exist in Antigravity, because it's not uncommon that Google might limit certain features from the model. So here I just want to make sure that the AI can at least access the file, can open the file. And also we want to do some testing, we want to do some dry run to see what is the new name that AI proposed based on what it just see. And this is the prompt. If you are interested, I'll put this prompt in the description down below. Now, I'll select the fast variation, but if you want to do a detailed planning, you want to just know exactly what AI is going to do. Before that, in great detail, you can go with the planning mode, but I think that's kind of overkill, so I'll just select the fast variation. And for the model here, there are many models. There is Gemini, there is Claude, there is also GPT OSS. So I tried some of them. I tried Gemini, I tried Sonnet, and they're pretty good, but I think to keep everything within the same theme, which is the Google tool, I'll just select Gemini. But if you want to use Sonnet, no problem. I will select this, the highest variation, click send, and just wait for Gemini to access those files, to analyze the formats and propose some ideas on how it would handle those files based on its capabilities and limitation. Now, don't worry, it won't do anything yet. We have specified to not do anything, to not change the file before, unless if we tell AI to start changing the name of those files. So just wait until it finishes, and then I guess I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I got multiple error messages when AI is trying to open these files. So as far as I know, at least at the moment, the audio capability in the Gemini model basically are not available right now in the Google Antigravity platform. So that's why I got this error message, because the capability of that is just do not exist. That's why it's throwing me some error, and I cannot even continue talking to AI in this chat window. But fortunately, Gemini is not the only model that we have in Antigravity. So I sent the same query again to Claude Sonnet, and I got a nice answer, and it basically just explained everything about what it can access and what it can do. For the files that it wasn't able to access immediately, it suggests to generate a script to access the file. It is very clever, and I think I like the idea, and I see the reason why people love the Sonnet model. It is a bit more independent compared to other AI models. Now, if you like it, if you like the proposal or the ideas from AI, then you can tell AI to start renaming those files. And remember, I highly recommend to monitor everything, because it might ask you to run some terminal, run some script. So you might want to click the run button, or maybe the accept button, stuff like that. It will happen during the process. So just monitor the process. At least initially it will ask you quite a lot of things. But anyway, I'll tell AI to just start. And well, send a message and just wait. So this might take for a while, so I'll just skip a while and I'll show you the final result. All right, it took I believe about 5 minutes to finish, and yep, it's finished. So as you can see, it is able to rename the image file, even the video file accurately, and it can even understand what is the spoken words in this audio file. And yeah, it is actually a lyric of a song that goes like, I don't want to set the world on fire. It is accurate, so it can understand that. But of course, the model itself cannot do that. The Sonnet model here in Antigravity cannot do that. What it did was, it actually just used a whisper AI. Basically, it is installing a script that is able to transcribe the audio. So it's very clever. It did a lot of things during the renaming process. So I would say it is very independent, it is very smart, and it can do lots of different things. So I would say it is a bit more independent than Gemini, and I can see why people love this model so much. So yeah, as you can see, it is able to rename files, although there are some hiccups here and there, but at the end of the day, it is able to rename these different files with different formats based on its content. So I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.